What's up guys, it's Colin here at Dutmouth Outdoors, and today we're going to be putting in Dana 60 straight axle. Again. So if you've been following the channel, you might be wondering, Colin, why are you putting another straight axle in? You just did a video on it a couple months ago. And the reason for that is my wheel bearings went completely out when I was driving. Wheel almost fell off and everything. It was bad. Okay? And I'm getting tired of crouching. Anyway, I was going down the road with a buddy. We were out of town, going like 65 on the highway, and my wheel bearing just went. Normally they go out slow, but they just went. And my tire was like that. I'll try to put in a picture in the video right now. Yeah, so you can see that picture didn't really do it justice, but my tire was almost off. And I had my dad come. We were able to trailer it up and get it home. And when we backed it off the trailer and jacked it up, the wheel and hub just fell off. So it was not good. So my uncle used to be a mechanic, and when he was in high school and a little older, he used to have some old Fords that were lifted to the sky, and he was working on these things all the time. So I took it to my uncle's, and we basically ended up rebuilding almost the entire axle. The reason the wheel bearings went out is because I got water in them, so they were just rusted to crap and blew. So we redid all the races, bearings, seals, and then I also put new hub lockers in too while we were at it. And then we thought we were good, so I brought it home, was ready to put it in the truck, and then it was leaking. So we tore it apart completely. We tore all the guts out of the differential and everything, and the inner seals were crap. Like whoever had it before just like tried siliconing it up or whatever for some, I don't know, they did a crappy job. So we put new inner seals in, and so basically this thing is almost completely rebuilt except for the shell and the spider gears and everything, which are good. So enough talking, I'm gonna put this thing in my truck. Well, I was trying to get some cool angles for you guys, but then my tripod snapped, so rip that. Okay, got it off my dad's truck without wrecking anything. So here she is again, the infamous 1987, I think, Dana 60 from a F-350. So my truck isn't a full 3/4 ton anymore. Now it's like a 7/8 ton, because I've still got a half-ton axles in the rear. So now I get to get some jacks out and some rollers and stuff and try to get this semi in the right position and try to jack her up and fit U-bolts onto it. Oh, hello. And hello, possible future videos. So now I'm somehow got to get this on this and this. Okay, so I'm actually going to move the pallet this way a little bit, and then I'm going to lift the axle up by the strap and try to set the differential on the jack here. Alright, so while he pushes on the jack with the tractor, I'm going to have to steer this and that. And since my tripod broke, I'm not going to be able to record it. Alright, we got it pretty close in here. The U-bolts are pretty close. But the one dumb thing I did was put the jack handle on this side, but it worked its way through and I'll still be able to jack it up. So I've got it jacked up pretty close. The pin on the spring on this side went in its hole. This one hasn't yet because I think it's too high up there. So I'm just gonna start the U-bolts on this side and then try to get the jack, or lower the jack, and then get the U-bolts in on there. So I actually got new U-bolts for this side because the threads are all messed up on the old ones. I could barely even get them off when I ripped this thing out. And they're Husky Spring brand, if you guys are wondering. So I'm gonna just loosely throw them in on this side. Minnesota, land of 10 million frickin' mosquitoes. And I just got bug spray all over my camera. Nice. Even though it's not quite lined up in its hole right, I'm still just gonna loosely throw these U-bolts on over here. Okay, so I got this up. Generally, roughly, it doesn't have to be perfect yet. I'm gonna throw this pad thing under it, and just lightly put the U-bolts in so I don't have this thing basically hanging by the U-bolts, and I can jack up the sides a little bit individually and tighten it up with the impact. Had to do some just some kind of fiddling, tightening U-bolts over there, rear ones, to be able to get enough threads to stick through to tighten over here, because these are actually, I think these are actually the original U-bolts for my truck, which actually ended up working with these springs. But yeah. Alright, U-bolts are tight, or snug on each side. I'll torque them later. I'm gonna throw my track bar on now. That was kind of a pain in the butt to line up, but I got her. Don't buy these freaking tripods. The second one just broke. Alright, I'm not going super in depth in this video because I already made a 2-part video on installing this thing, so yeah. But I'm gonna torque up these U-bolts now. Replacing these tie rod and boots while we're at it. Alright, so the axle is all in. Everything's been torqued, and then I retorqued my U-bolts. I drove it to town and back once, so I retorqued them. Yeah, everything is good. Drives good. Actually drives a little smoother than it did before now with the new wheel bearings. Yeah. So if you guys want to see a more in-depth video of putting this thing in, because I kind of didn't really do too much recording and slapping this in, go check out my straight axle swap series. It's like a 2-part video. I'll leave a link in the description, or you can just click on my channel and it'll be on there. So yeah, guys, like and subscribe for more videos on my truck and other vehicles. Yeah.